Hey YouTubes. Well, you can see in here we got another litter of bunnies. We got mama bunnies a little bit nervous.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they look okay.
Yeah, I've been checking for cold ones.
So this particular breed or brood, I think, I haven't counted them,
10.
but there's 10. So
We've
there's
been
10
taking
in
them
there.
home at night, inside at night, because we've been fighting in Ontario having a very hard time with breeding. Cold weather, snapping into the negatives, 1s, 2s, -3, -4, -5, and the litter will not survive overnight. So I have a few friends that are breeding. I've been breeding rabbits for 20 years, and to my surprise, you can take them inside. And I put them in my room, strangely enough. We have 2 wiener dogs and 2 cats, and would eat all the rabbits, so they have to go up high. So I put them in the basement. But if you had a laundry room or something, you can bring them in. We only have one, one litter right now that we're raising, so it's not a problem for us. But what you would do is you'd put a placard in the feeder, and maybe you would just mark it A, and you'd mark the nest box or whatever you're using A, and that way if you've got multiple breeds, you know which mother to bring it back to. And yeah, she goes ahead and does her thing. It really doesn't affect her because rabbits, the Eastern heritage, they're bred, the way that they're biologically programmed is actually to distance themselves from the litter, so they don't really build that emotional connection to the litter. So it's not really like weaning, really. They're still taking the milk. It's of no stress to the mom to actually remove the litter for the night, and it's of no stress to them to not be with the mom for the night. So I remove them at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I bring them back in at about 7:30, 8:30 in the morning, and by about 9:30, 9:30, 10 this morning, she was in there milking. So it's worked out well because we have had losses. We are starting to suspect due to cold. That's been our number one problem in the rabbitry, is losing kits due to cold. We've had a very, very aggressive temperature swings in Ontario. It's warm today. It was cold yesterday. It's supposed to drop back down to -3 or 4 tonight, so we'll have to come in again tonight. So you have to watch the weather daily, and you've got to bring them in. So that's about it. Just waiting for the rain to stop. We've got to pressure wash some of these cages out, and some of the cages are getting messy. So other than that, well, we'll see. That's
This group that's just been born, they're on the small side. They were about the size of my thumb. I'm gonna say half the size of what we normally see, but maybe 2/3 the size. I don't know. They were quite small though. They seem to be doing okay. We haven't lost any as of yet. It's day 3, so, and that's 10 that was born. This litter here was 9, and we lost 3, 2 right away, and then 1 about a weekend. So we'll see how that goes. Everything's done right now as far as we were gonna go. So all the pans are done, all the grow out cages. We just got to cut doors in those 2, but these ones are done, ready to go. So that's the next grow out cage. These guys are 5 weeks old now. No, 4 weeks old, and they're just beautiful. Lots of size there, lots of growth. They're gaining weight. Doing quite well. We're quite happy. Some of them handle real good, some don't. I mean, if you want a handler, if you're gonna breed for meat, you don't give too much care about handling. But if you're gonna breed for breeding stock, you might want to handle a lot, and that just makes it easier going down the road, so that when you're pulling them in and out of cages, you don't get all ripped up. They don't stress out. See, these are just a little bit of stress going on right now. Some of them like it, and some don't. And if you come in and talk to them, it helps keep them calm. And then you end up with a little easier handling. These guys can claw you up pretty good, and they don't mean to, but that's their natural instinct. And they have powerful back legs, and the powerful back legs with a nasty set of toenails will cut you up. So and you'll get scratched. So that's kind of what you want to avoid. No hobby, no hobby should lead to injuries, especially raising livestock. You hope. But anyway, these guys are growing fast. They're doing real good. No complaints. Everything seems to be working well. We have a new source of revenue that helps offset the cost of feed. We're actually selling the manure. I sold a bag yesterday. Using an online sales thing called up in Canada here we call it Kijiji. It's identical, pretty much. Well, not identical, but the same idea as Craigslist. So if you're down in the U.S., which most of our viewers are, take the rabbit droppings. Try and dry them out if you can. Separate the urine. If you get them a bit dry, that's even better. Don't worry too much. Don't have an excessive amount of hay or hair in it. Just try to keep that to a minimum. Dry it out, and you'll be surprised what you can get for money for the manure. Now, I've seen some stuff that it's intermittent on Amazon, but I mean, $40 for a 10-pound bag, like, it just seems nuts. But whatever, if you can get it, you can get it. But I do know there's a lot of breeders that are selling it at farmers markets and selling it online again with Craigslist or Kijiji, depending on which country you're in. The gardeners love it, and apparently marijuana growers, I guess the marijuana plants just thrive on rabbit droppings. So I mean, if you partake in smoking cannabis, that's something you can think about. If you grow your own, now you have a source for good, wholesome, organic fertilizer, and it's all natural. So that'll go good in your your organic garden. Tomatoes, flowers, whatever you're doing. So that's something else to think about. Is what we try to do is to make everything so that it gets reused. All the straw and the hay and everything that falls on the ground, that all gets composted. So this is what we like to see is zero waste out of the operation. So I mean, that's the best way to do it. Keep your keep the footprint small. I'm not a big carbon guy, but I do think that reusing all your resources the best that you can is a fantastic idea. And that just makes everything a lot better. And if you can generate a little bit of money to pay for your feed, look at this guy, he's amazing. To pay for your feed, then why not? Because the feed, it does get a little bit expensive. So we'll see how it goes. So that's a look at everything so far. I just wanted to really quickly talk about the cages. I've seen a lot of we'll use this cage. I've seen a lot of online stuff with the cages with these ends on your cutting. You got to make sure they're not sharp. I mean, I've seen them right inside the cages. We use extra protection on here. But I've seen them on some cages. I could take some stills off of other people's sites, but I don't want to do that. But with just all kinds of sharp ends, and you don't want one of these rabbits getting poked and getting an infection, or yourself for that matter. So when you're building your cages, no matter how you build your cages, keep in mind that any sharp ends that arise from cutting your material, you gotta make sure that we call it touch safe. Like, look at, I'm running my hand across this, my fingers. No cutting, no scratching. So that's what you want. Go on to Amazon, buy yourself a 4.5-inch grinder, some flap discs, they're called smoothing discs, and clean up your loose ends. I'm just trying to, I can't emphasize enough how you don't want to cut yourself. You don't want to get cut up. You don't want to get scratched. And that, if you don't have to build stuff to the extent that we did, but if you practice just simple, basic precautions, like make everything touch safe. It's safe for you, safe for your buns, and it just makes everything that much better. So, there we are. The next one to Kindle. I guess it's going to be one of these white girls here. I don't know which ones they are. I'm not sure what's going on. We might have a buck spraying. She looks covered up, a little dirty. Anyway, one of these girls is going to be giving birth. And that's where we are. So, thanks again for tuning in and watching. Please hit the like button. And we'll see you soon. We've got some more videos coming up. We're going to do a little bit of different stuff besides rabbits. I got a repair video coming up. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, follow along. If not, we'll keep you up to date on the rabbits as we go along. I'm really quite interested to see what we do out of this brood here. If we're going to get out of these kits, if we're going to get a decent, a low mortality rate. I'd like to see none, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you real soon. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please hit the likes. You got to hit the likes. Share this. Share the video. If you got everybody that are into rabbits or other friends, family, whatever, share the videos. That's how we grow the channel. That's what we're all about. Sustainability of the hobby and sharing of information. I'm not going to tell you how to do stuff that anybody else is right or wrong. This is the way we do it. And if you like the way we do it, flattery is the best, the best sort of compliment. So there you go. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. See you soon. Bye.